Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Demusea travels. So it occurred to me, Matt, you can't have a good review of a guitar without a complete under the hood, and that we had not, to date, looked at the neck pocket. So I figured we'd do that. And so again, man, I tell you what, getting over vacation is a thing, man. It's just a lot of work today, but hey, it's all good, man. I tell you what, man, this is Ted Talks Guitars and Life. So in the life vein of things, man, there's nothing that I enjoy more than putting in a good hard day, some work, man. Now, a lot of the stuff I do in my profession is make my living with my head, man. A lot of thinking, a lot of work, a lot of planning, and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, man, good to be with you all. Hey, man, thanks for hanging out on the channel, man. If you like these kind of videos, sorry, let me not drill and talk at the same time. Oh, okay, all right, okay, man. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, and man, thanks for those of you who are posting some really cool, encouraging comments about how much you dig the channel, man. And man, look, if anything I'm doing in life in general, but in context to guitars and life and the channel, and if anything I'm doing is helpful to you, man, I'm overjoyed by that, man. I really dig hanging out with you guys and on the comments and hearing your journeys, man, about your budget travels and your favorite guitars, and man, what you do to mod guitars and what you don't do, and even if you don't like budget guitars, man, I appreciate it. So we got your basic nondescript neck plate. Got the old plastic rubber, which is protector, spacer, whatever that you see on a lot of import guitars. So I got that going for us. Yeah, I think you can see this probably all right in the camera. I'm hoping. So that's, not the worst thing I've ever seen. Now, one thing, so we're just talking under the hood and whatnot. So for me, man, and I know that, not everybody thinks this way, and that's cool, man. You do you, man, right? Rock on with your bad selves and you do you. Hang on, let me get a drink of water. And long day. Anyway, some people don't care about this, but I don't prefer that the neck screw thread through the body. So one of the things that I do with the budget guitars that I mod and upgrade, either for myself or for my grandchildren or whomever, although I don't do guitar work for anybody but me and my family. And I don't really have ambitions to be a guitar tech. And some of you are thinking, oh, that's probably good. But anyway, so what I normally do, man, is I would get a drill bit and I would bore these holes out so that this screw, when you put it in the hole, it just drops down right to the neck. And then the only threading that is done is in the neck of the guitar. That binds things together better, and that's my opinion, and some people may have a different opinion. So let's see if this thing will. So one of the things with a budget guitar is that you oftentimes will encounter a lot of play, meaning where the neck really moves backwards and forwards from side to side is what I mean. And this guitar, there's really not a whole lot of there's not much of a lip over here, so there's a little bit of play, but not a lot. So if you had a whole lot of play, then you might be looking at putting some kind of shim on the sides here, the side walls of this pocket. Well, let's see how snug she's in here. Now, I do intend, as those of you who've been following this journey, I do intend to return this guitar, so I'm doing this as gingerly as possible, and even if I were going to keep it, I would be doing it as gingerly as possible. So, you know, you got your basic debris here. It looks like some buffing compound. And so what I would do is I would get either, I've got like a 3M sandpaper block, and I would just sand all that down. Some people use a straight up file on that, but we want to be getting rid of any kind of debris that would cause unlevelness in the connection to the body. The neck joint itself, let me just make sure that I've got the camera where you guys are seeing anything that I'm doing. And yeah, man, you are. Okay, cool. Well, hey, man, kudos, right? So this is the neck pocket. It's got a lot of, you see how it's kind of it has build up in it here. So one of the things that you want to make sure that your neck pocket is flat, that it's as flat and level. Okay, level is important, not just, you know, eyeball flat, but use some rollers and stuff and make sure that it's really flat in here. So we want this to be a good, smooth, flat surface, and I would prefer that there would not be paint or any kind of finish or anything in here, and that all that roughness was kind of sanded down where it was a smooth, flat, level surface. And then if we take our neck and we get that where it doesn't have these ridges on it from this buildup right here, we sand all that down and get that, you know, flat, get it level. If you got a level neck joint on the guitar neck and you've got a level neck pocket and you don't screw through the body of this guitar, but you're going right into the neck, you'll have better connectivity and it'll be more stable and life will be good. So yeah, man, I did a little bit of work on the guitar earlier. I covered all this, and I think this morning seems like a couple of days ago, but yeah, I cleaned the neck up a little bit, and I'm still trying to figure out. So you can see how much debris is in this neck. Wow, just yeah, I'm going to return the guitar more than likely, but I got a vacuum cleaner, man. That's what it's for, right? So anyway, all that to say, it's not a bad neck. It's not super thick, at least for me, and I don't have huge hands necessarily, and I don't have super long fingers, so a little bit thinner might be all right for me if I were keeping the guitar. Particularly for my grandson, you know, I'd want to sand this down and take a little, just a touch of meat off the back of that neck and get it as flat as I can. And so the nut, again, I haven't done anything with that yet. So, man, under the hood part 3, just looking at the neck pocket and really just seeing how well the neck fits into the body of this guitar. And again, that's pretty snug. I've seen a couple, man, where you take the screws out and the neck just kind of falls on the table. So always be careful, man, when you do that, to make sure that your neck isn't just going to fall on the floor or something. So under the hood part 3, neck pocket. Let's see, man, we covered the tuners in the earlier vid, string trees, all that stuff. Talked about the nut. Talked about what I would do to these frets. Talked about what I would do to the fretboard. talked about electronics early in the first Under the Hood vid, I think, and the strap buttons and all those kinds of things, man. What I would do to the bridge plate and the saddles and all those things. Well, next for me, I think what I need to do, since I do intend to more than likely return this guitar, because I really don't know that I want to tackle this 11th fret. And again, for those of you who may not have seen the previous videos, let me just see if I can get you a good shot of what I keep going on and on about on this fret. Let me come over and see if we can't get a good look-see, man, what's going down here. So you might be able to tell here on the 11th fret, just got a gap there, and it's a pretty sizable gap that I don't know that the lighting is allowing us to see that well, but it's right in here. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, you see that? So, 2-Bike Mike, J-Man, shout out guys. Looks like they just cut the fret wire slot too wide. Somebody fell asleep at the switch, or as it were, the saw, as it were. And yeah, man, so I'm thinking at this point this is a return, but again, talked about this in my last video, I do intend to normal this up, man. And since I broke a string, I'll be putting this guitar, I'm not going to sand the neck pocket or do anything to it that would make it the way it was when it came necessarily. But I do intend to restring it, and I do intend to tune it up, perhaps intonate it, and maybe some sound samples before I let this go back. Because, man, I know that a lot of you are hanging out with me, and, man, I so appreciate that, as I've said before. Can't say that enough. Thanks for being on the channel with me. But a lot of you say, yeah, man, that's all great. What does it sound like? So, tell you what, man, if I can get this thing put back together fairly quickly, before it gets too late here, I'll run a couple sound samples, and maybe I'll add that to the end of this vid. Won't be a lot, just a few minutes, run through the pickups, let you hear how she sounds. Well, man, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a safe trip for you. It's a good ride for you. Rock on with your bad selves, and sound samples to come. Catch you later down the road. It's a bridge pickup. Middle. Neck. Lisa. Go figure.